And here is the Bewitched statue, which some people actually credit with driving the tourism business in Salem. I don't necessarily buy that. I believe that the tourism business in Salem was thriving pretty much before this museum came to be. A lot of people are purists and they believe that this statue should not be here, but Samantha was a witch, and she was very popular on television. So, and they actually did come to Salem to film a bunch of scenes for the show. So, there you have it. Hey everybody, Greg the Traveler here, continuing my tour of Salem and the many witch and history museums that are quite literally peppered throughout the city. We're heading over now to the Witch Dungeon Museum. We've been to, in one day, we've been to the Salem Witch Museum, the Salem Witch History Museum, the New England Pirate Museum, and now we're going to the Witch Dungeon Museum, which, because the word dungeon is in the name of the museum, sounds a little creepy to me. But I'm excited to check it out. So there's so many neat little shops and stores and restaurants and cafes in Salem. It's a really great town to visit any time of year, but especially right now, this time of year, spring, summer is an awesome time. We got some perfect weather today to film, so we're trying to make the most of it and capture as many of these museums on camera as we can. Even this looks like this is a law firm, or well, looks like possibly a law firm with the emblem of a witch on the window. And there's the sign, the Witch Dungeon Museum. We're on our way. Okay, we found it. The Witch Dungeon Museum. There she is. It's another very cool building here in Salem. Because you have the stockades out here. Yeah, this wouldn't be any fun, especially in the summer. Okay, so I'm sitting outside the Witch Dungeon Museum here in Salem and waiting for a tour to go through, because the way I'm filming these vlogs today is I'm kind of shadowing the tours. I let the tour go through ahead of me, and the owners of these museums have been really gracious to me, and they've allowed me to go behind the tour a little bit, like 5 or 6 minutes, and then so that I won't catch up to them, and then I can kind of film and do my own commentary over whatever it is I want to say and see and experience. So it's about 5 more minutes for the Salem Witch Dungeon tour to get ahead of me enough so that I can go in there and do my filming. It is a beautiful day here in Salem in May. It's supposed to be in the upper 80s, but it's very windy, so you don't really feel that heat. But I'm sure I'm going to pay for it with some sort of a sunburn. I probably should have worn some sunscreen because I'm outside a lot today. So we're going to be in the Witch Dungeon Museum momentarily, and I'll see you in there. We'll check it out together. Now it seems like this is definitely a theme. A lot of these museums that I've been in today have this church theater setting. They have all these beautiful wooden pews, and they do have a live performance here at the Witch Dungeon Museum that they've kindly asked me not to film. It really is a beautiful setting. Definitely doesn't seem like your average tourist facility. This is certainly much more impressive. It's in a very old building. Pretty impressive. One of the cool things about doing this vlog is that I've been given private behind-the-scenes access to these different museums. So I'm kind of showing you a little bit of this museum and the others that I filmed today just all by myself. I'm not on a tour with anybody. I'm kind of doing a self-guided tour, and I'm going downstairs. You can smell the muskiness. I'm going to see if I can add a little bit of light to this. so you can see in here. If I didn't throw this light on this scene, it would be impossible for you to see on video. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of snippet of these various scenes. And I can hear the tour ahead of me, so I'm going to stay behind them. I could have sworn that woman was real. I thought she was going to jump up and jump scare me. I can't imagine what it must have been like for these people. These were real people, really imprisoned, falsely accused. Just pretty frightening. It says this beam is the original beam from Salem's Witch Dungeon, which was located at 4 Federal Street. Discovered May 8, 1956. On loan to the museum. Very cool. Another haunting scene. And this is Giles Corey. I grew up referring to him as Giles Corey. I'll have to ask my uncle what the correct pronunciation of his name is, but I love the use of lanterns, these little flickering lights. And this is a reproduction of an actual, looks like 2 foot by 2 foot, well, a 2 foot cube cell with chains. This is where they would imprison the accused witches in this stone-walled jail. Oh. Wow, that's very creepy. Skeleton prisoner who didn't get out. There is a dark creepiness factor to the museum that just reminds me a lot of, well, the way that this is laid out, the way that the dungeon is laid out. It reminds me of the entrance to the Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World in Florida. Not the Disneyland version, but the Florida version, where you walk down a seemingly endless cavern, an endless maze of caves. Something about wax figures just freaks me out a little bit, because they are kind of lifelike. Do they come alive at night? Like Nightmare at the Museum? Do they haunt this place at night? Do you haunt this place at night? Looks like he's looking at me. Do you haunt this place at night? One thing the Witch Dungeon Museum does well is really capture the horror and the hopelessness of these victims. And I have to say, the atmosphere is very creepy and spooky and very entertaining. And I say that with the utmost respect for what these real people went through. But to recreate this feeling is something else. Oh, I thought there was going to be a jump scare. You get the sense that someone's going to jump up just jump right out and scare you. So far, no jump scares. Uh-oh. We have hanging victims on Gallows Hill. And I think that is the end of the Witch Dungeon Museum tour that I just took myself on, self-guided style. I'm gonna go back upstairs and wrap it up. And of course, visit our gift shop.
Steve, you should go downstairs.
Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching this video on the Witch Dungeon Museum in Salem. As I was leaving the tour, I pulled the manager aside to thank her, and I let her know that I thought the museum was very creepy and spooky and a very eerie feeling to it. And without missing a beat, she just said, "Oh yeah, it's haunted. There are spirits down there. I don't like going down there." And I said, "Are you playing with me or are you being serious?" And she said, "Oh no, I'm being serious. There's the spirit of a little girl down there. I'm surprised she didn't show herself. And I'm actually hoping that I caught something on camera, but I won't know until later when I start editing." But that was very, very spooky and creepy. I was surprised that she said that. I asked her to say it on camera. She didn't want to say it on camera, so I respected her wishes, but I definitely had to tell you that. The Witch Dungeon Museum is apparently haunted, so watch the video and look for the real ghost of a little girl. The Witch Dungeon Museum in Salem is apparently haunted. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed my trip here, and I will see you on the road. This is Greg the Traveler. So please, if you like the video, please click the link below and subscribe to my channel. And if you really liked it, it'd be awesome if you click the button and give it a thumbs up. Beyond that, you can also find me at gregthetraveler.com. And in the description below, I'll put links to my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can follow me there and find out where I'm going on my next adventure. So from now, this is Greg the Traveler, Salem, Massachusetts, at the haunted Witch Dungeon Museum. I'll see you on the road.